Though I did not even feel like going through with this celebration today, but I had to do it. Let me see. I was going to do this today. I was on this semester. I was going to say this until just in case. Oh, God. Just my cousin Davis pictures. Just my cousin Tamika, who's now a YouTuber just like I am. So all this month I did while I did a show based on her last year. My Uncle Reginald. Wrong book. Right one. Wrong button. I'm gonna hold your face thing up. YouTube. All my viewers new to man. I need to hold your shit up. One book. Bad misfire. Not the wrong book. This don't take long. It'll take time. Pictures already been beat up. Pictures been beat up, man. Look at the memories. What the hell is he doing, man? You couldn't sleep or something? Oh, I just got up this morning, you know. I just got up this morning. Try to do some sort of tribute, man. That's what I'm doing. Same thing I did with my daddy. I gotta do a tribute. Based on grandma, I gotta do it. Picture shit. I already fell asleep. I already fell asleep like 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock p.m. yesterday. That's classic shit. Let's see this. No, it's just old photos. No, it's just goddamn picture. It's just old photos. It's just old photos from my uncle Avis Martin Jr. And it's old photos from him and this one. There's only one with my grandfather, and I already did a live show based on him almost a month ago. So man, I gotta do it. It's the wrong book. It's the wrong goddamn book. It's the wrong goddamn book. It's the wrong book. That's on the right. Like, I don't want to mess up my live show by doing it. So got more pictures like that. Yeah, pictures on this. Let's write pictures on this. Let's moles and shit. One book as well, just old photos of my uncle Avis Martin Jr. and one of those books. She's back. She's back. That by my family thinks I'm some sort of caseworker or whatever. Just look at it. I like to read stories to people. Sorry about that, to all the viewers here. My cousin was just bugging me about the light. My cousin is bugging me about the light. There's a picture I can get to. No, I don't want y'all complaining the intros. The intermission. I don't want people complain. YouTube land that the intermission is way too long though. Finding this intermission though. I just got up around past 5:30, past 5:30. I don't need nobody. I don't need nobody bitching and moaning at me about. I don't need nobody bitching and moaning at me about the fucking light. try to do this for the sake of YouTube. It's not like they ain't like drinking the goddamn devil's fucking juice. This ain't about no devil's contracts or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, folks. The intro's a little way too long anyway. It's a long intro. It's a long intro. Welcome to the birthday celebration of my grandmother, the late Esther Mae Shawl. You know what I mean? Born March 7th, 1943, died on December 26, 1996, at the age of 53. This could be her story, folks. What's the story? That's the story I'm about to tell you in a minute. Do this thing reality TV based. There's some pictures based of my grandmother on here. No, it's just me from the 80s. Just me from the early 80s. All right, in the northern playoffs myself, I wouldn't go. No, it's just old photos of just some old photos with my grandmother. Not with my grandmother. Just some old photos with my grandfather on this. I did a live show based on him a month ago, almost a month ago. There's pictures of my grandmother. Well, old photos of her at. That was one I should know. I did a live show based on her last year. What is it, man? Oh yeah, old school shit. Okay, we got this old photo. Let me show you this. That's from the 80s. That's from the 80s, I think. Avis Martin III, my grandmother Esther Shawl, Esther Shawl, myself and Avis Martin III. This all three of us in happier times. This is back in the 80s right here. Look at this picture. Check this picture out. This was back in the 80s, early 90s. That's back in the 80s until this old photos. That's back in the 90s until it's old photos. It's old photos of all three of us in happier times. Michael played Russian roulette with my life for nothing. What's the point of return? This is my grandmother in like 1984, 1983, 1984. You know, sort of 1983, 1984. And you know, that's a lot of people out there dancing. That I don't know. There's a lot of people out there dancing. I don't know any of those folks. That's back in the day. So this picture right here, I'll show you this picture. Okay, this was an this was a birthday bash for my grandmother. This is her all the money pinned onto her under her shirt. My grandmother was the one who's been supportive of her through all their years of their happy union. This was like in the late 1980s, March of '87. That was her birthday party. Got classic stuff here. Yep, that's my grandma. That's my grandma there. That's her. That's her. Eating some wings, eating some chicken wings and whatever not she ate. She ate stuff. That's her. She ate some chicken wings. It was at the park. It's my grandmother. At the over there. It's my grandmother. It's my grandmother chilling out, standing out there. Drinking a beer. On a bottle of beer. She's happy as hell. Moments you can always tell your story. I always tell, but my grandmother ain't here with us no more. I got to tell the story for her. So I had to cut my hair around late last night. So last night I had to cut my hair. Oh, it's just old photos of my dad. You know what I mean? And me included. We're on a corner. It's just my mom and my dad and me. From like that came from '85. That's old photos of the two of us, my dad and me. That's back in July of '82. That other picture was those two pictures were taken like more in May of '85 and taken in May of '85. The other picture with my aunt and me that was taken in July of '82. That's the same year with these pictures here. I already told that story to the fullest already. I already told that story back in January. Not some Jesse James type alcohol. No, it's just there's some old photos. There's some old photos that came from my uncle and wedding of my uncle Louis Shawl and my aunt Stephanie Shawl. It's a little memories they have of her, so I'm gonna push it away. Memories, man. Just moments. So it's just that's my cousin Lucky, who had to be Louis Shaw Jr. But he's all grown up now. He got a little girl now. This old photos of my sister from years ago. Once when early 90s. Young was from the early 90s. These just old photos of her from some years ago. There's photo of her when it's back when my dad used to take all three of us with him to the photographer's studio. So right across the street from where we used to live. There's a photo of my sister. That's Christmas holidays. Late 80s until I don't find out what it was. Those Christmas holidays like early 90s until what Christmas. It's my cousin Fabian Harrison. That's my cousin Fabian Harrison. So it's an old photo of him. It was him with Calloway, who was another aunt of mine. My uncle used to go out with him. He used to go out. My uncle used to go out with her at the period. Fabian Shawl. He used to go out with her. But they no longer together. It's that's just some other family. Just old photos of my aunt and this guy. That's that picture. So this is a picture I already showed you once already. I just showed you this once already, but I didn't get a chance to see it. This my grandmother Esther with my uncle Fabian and including Tullis, another aunt of mine. That was from I was like early 90s ish. Let me phone up. Let me stick this shit in. I couldn't put all that together. I could have put that together. I could have put those together. That's some. I hate to do it on the mastery. I got to do it. What's the sake of it? One person at the light on it's gotta be me. I gotta tell the story. I gotta do it because it's so important. It's a glossy song. Mother's Day dance is something that my grandmother goes to. And she was having so much fun. She was having so much fun. That was from 1994. That's Mother's Day dance. That's from May of 94. Oh, it's my cousin Marion. It's my cousin Marion Stevenson. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to her, man. So it's only one of the West twins. See, so we always see what's left in the picnic. I cause these things to stick. Why do I cause these things to stick? I shouldn't have leave. I shouldn't have leave things. I should have left things well enough alone anyway. That's my to know. That's my to know. One of the West Twins by Michelle. I already read this. I already read these. I already read these pictures. Read these obituaries. All to your viewers last year. See all this stuff. I think it's always surrounded by my aunt, even worse. Back in the days, back in the 80s, even when that's when my great aunt Esther Celestine died, my aunt was brokenhearted and disheveled over her death. Jeanette West, another great aunt of mine, Jeanette West, she died before this. Before she died, long before that. Um, my aunt was like disheveled and brokenhearted over her death anyway too. Same with Margaret Stevenson. It was a cousin of mine. It was family to me. This is years. This is months before. It was back in '81. This is a few months before I came along in 1982. Uh, May of 1982. I was like 2 or 3 months old at the time. As a baby, and I ain't get a chance to know who Margaret Stevenson is or who had me tick. Seriously, it's okay. Here's my grandmother and celebrating her 49th birthday party. Her 49th birthday party. That's my grandmother and a few other relatives celebrating with her. I was back in the 90s. See, this is a picture right here. I'll show you here. It's my grandmother chilling outside, chilling inside the with the rocking chair. All the money pinned to her chair, to her outfit that she was wearing, the white outfit with the blouse there. Sitting there with the little white styrofoam cup with some beer in it. So, so yeah, my grandmother, man. She was partying, man, living her best life. You know, then 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 my cousin David West uh came up behind her with this bottle of Canadian Mist. He used to go behind her. He used to go behind her with a bottle of Canadian Mist in his hand like this. He got it like this. He got it like this. With thumb and shit. With his thumb holding on up in the air, and then there's pinky right there, and then his three other fingers holding on to the bottle. Yeah, David West, man. He a fool, man. David West, my cousin. My cousin David West. Nigga's a fool, man. Nigga's a fool, man. With the Canadian miss and shit, and holding it like this. He a fool for that shit. All this family members. Just family members. Oh, this is from like What's this from like '93? This is after her celebration of her 49th birthday. It's my grandmother and standing alongside Irma Parker. who was a mother of an aunt of mine who goes by the name of Stephanie Shawl. There's them at the back in 1993 at a banquet dinner. This is her and Tullis at the 49th birthday party. That's just start memories you got bring into. There's more of the banquet dinner there. It's a white woman. There's a white lady right there with the suit, trying to host the banquet dinner. Oh, it's just another photo of them back in the. That's another photo of my. Oh, this is my grandmother back. It's my grandmother there. You know. She had her arm around the family. See, another person. She had another person. She was already leaning and bending over. You know, when the birthday is taking place. There she is at a, at a at a wedding. She is at a wedding. There she is at a wedding. There's a photo of my grandmother who's chilling standing by, what used to be a fireplace. I don't even know if it's a fireplace or some type of chimney or some type of chimney. She's still there right by the old TV used to be at. It's my grandfather with James Corns with my uncle Frank, rest in peace. That's what's left of that's just a little what's left of the of what you've seen in July of '94. Well, just my aunt, sitting there, sitting by the table, playing cards with everybody else, while the kids were sitting there watching. This is after the banquet dinner. Yeah, it's my grandmother over there chilling, sucking the heads off the crawfish. Boy, she likely does. 92. She was smiling, living it up, and everything. Well, this is an old photo of just my uncle in the field, and then three of his friends sitting by his painting. That picture had painted a maze, and was in it. Was with Frankie Beverly. They did songs. Amazing Frankie Beverly started doing some songs together. I ain't know everything. I didn't much know that until then. That's people. That's the people. My grandmother's job, man. Rest in peace to Rodney Claude Senior. Rest in peace to him. She was at work. He was at work at the Fairmont years ago. This was before his death in 2001. I don't want to wake up. I don't want to wake up all your viewers. You have to be sleeping and tired. Also, police falls in separate liaisons. Separate liaisons. So put falls in some separate liaisons. That's This all came from my grandmother's job as a cook at the Fairmont. Oh, got my uncle Fabian here. He's a visitor at my grandmother's job, Fairmont. It's another picture. That was like this picture looks like a This a picture looks just like a duplicate. Oh, that was back in the crawfish boil. See, I was on back to the old. See, it's just a wedding of my uncle and my aunt. That's from like back in the 80s. That was like 39 years ago. I told that story to a lot of you viewers on YouTube last year. And I think you already knew that story already. Mix. That's all you do. That's it. This is just old photos of this old photos of my sister along with Tamara. Oh, and this had to be me. Yeah, they had to be me cut all out in it. Had to be me all cut out in it. This picture. You got me too deep. I probably got in way too deep. That's my cousin Louis. Those are there. There's a monk with Hassan, who's my little cousin. Rest in peace about Hassan. I think it was him in it. I think it was. Oh, I think it was him in the picture. I don't know that shit. That's Hassan or the other child. I don't know. It's probably Quinn. I don't know. Old photos you see, that's old photos. That's not about Ian. That's about my grandmother now. I'm not doing this away. I don't want to go through it. I don't want to go through a part two of it. It'll take too much long space in this video. Boy, just look at the old pictures. This is not an autograph signing. It's never an autograph signing. It's me looking at the old pictures. It's just some old movies. You put these PGs back. Oh, PGs. PGs back. Yes, there's an old photo of my grandmother. It's my grandmother with well, my cousin Matthews, and me included. It's me. No, this it's me and 3 months old. Um, it's me. It's just an old photo. It's me and 3 months old. At 3 months old, and my cousin Matthews, way older than me. He was like 5 or 6 years old, I think. Like it's my grandmother, Esther in the picture. He's holding on to both of us. I should have a blended family. Always have a blended family. This will go keep you up. You can't last a day without family members. Ones that stay close to you, stay true to you. For at least a decade. That's Karen and Helen. That's a that's Karen. That's Karen and Helen. That's a photo. That's Helen and Karen. So picture. So back in the days picture. Back in the days picture. So mix these other pictures with that shit. Let's see what I can do it here. Yeah, this is old photos they have. It's my grandmother, man. It's old photos. That's old photos of her, That's old photos of her. That's where that was my time when it was taken like 83, 84. That was before the wedding. That was before the wedding. My grandmother again. This lady. Yeah, so very Gap Band Uncle Charlie like, man. It's so Gap Band Uncle Charlie Wilson like. It's all Gap Band and Charlie Wilson like. It's my Uncle Avis Jr. There's him and a couple of guys. There's him and a couple other guys. It's just an old photo. I think it's with I think it's a picture of this little baby. It's probably Jamar. It's probably Jamar. It's my grandmother there. That's back in the days. Back in the day, shit. Those 90s. I think it was 90s until I think. Or 80s or 90s. I don't even know. Put this together. old school shit. And I'm about to get something way too deep. Something that's a little too deep. And it's my grandmother. This my grandmother. This my grandma especially. This picture of her in there. That's her on that couch. It was her with a family member. It was on that black couch there. It's a black leather couch. It's an old couch. Her and my grandfather in happier times. No, I already showed you this picture last January. That's my daddy at the birthday party. Same place here. Same place here. It's in this house here. But so this house is still a piece of shit, so I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Oh, it's my grandmother there. It's my grandma. With I feel it's with I feel she was seen with some family members. And there's some family member. There's a family member that she's sitting with. And one of those people that's in the picture was my cousin Charles Stevenson, Marion's son. Yeah, Marion's son. See, my grandma was already cool with Marion and Joyce and them. But she knew Marion, but she knew Charles through Marion. So R.I.P. to Marion. It's a lot of shit you might want to fucking see in there. I want to see in that bitch. Just old photos from the 1994 uh, together at last reunion. The together at last reunion. Family reunion. I was at Wisner Park. I was at Wisner Park. So it's a photo of my grandmother with I think it was with Irma, another relative. That was taken like what 93 when they had the banquet thing happen. The banquet. I'll put that stuff back. There's some old photos that we got took out. So this is a photo of my grandmother. It's a photo of my grandmother. She was hanging on. She was clutching onto her purse all this time. Look, she was clutching onto her purse all this time. She's hanging on to that. Her pocketbook. She's hanging on. Hanging on to that purse. She'll never let go of that purse. Sad. I showed this to you once ago. I showed this to you last year. It's from like That was around. That was at that was my grandmother's party. If it was in '87, same. It's the same picture. It's more the other pictures they have. It's taken like March of '87. It's my grandma and then my uncle. You know, happier times. Same as the other picture they have. When my dad steps through the door. That's when my dad started going through the door and shit. I ain't about to go getting too deep. I got in a little deep if I had to. Yep, my grandmother with my uncle at happier times though. Same as that one. I hate to get in too deep. Oh, it's my grandma and it's my grandma. You know what I mean? There's my aunt. You know, Cheryl. It's my aunt Cheryl. Rest in peace, Ronnie. Man, Ronnie is about Ronnie, my cousin Rodney. He's already a father to his own son now. So I ain't trying to block. I ain't trying to block shit out though. I think it was at the it was a party or whatever. It was at a party or probably at a prom. I feel it was at an elementary school prom. It's my grandmother with Brian. I remember so much, man. 95. We take you straight. We take you to the summer of 1995 when my cousin Brian Shaw, my grandmother Esther Shaw, and myself, all three of us had to go take the bus to Canal Street. We had to go all the way to all the way to Rampart. We had to go walk all the way to Canal Street and head to Woolworths until we had to go stand until we had to stay at the bus stop. It was raining that day. It was raining that day. And I remember going with them on the bus. And the bus had to take us straight to Canal Street. I remember that back in those days. I was 13, man. I was 13 years old when I had to go with them. But sometimes I had to make matters better instead of making it worse. See, so we got every other thing. We see other pictures in the prom. So oh, that was out of the side of the road. Overnight skate party. That was the overnight skate party. We got one of the relatives. I think my grandmother had already approached one. Or I think my grandmother had approached one of them. I think she approached one of them at the her birthday party. There's a picture of the dude. No, he was a relative of mine. I did not know. He probably rolling with Charles. He probably rolling with Charles. Probably his brother. That's the overnight skate party 3. There was a pajama jam imagery on there. See, that's match made right here. It's my grandma with my aunt Cheryl, rest in peace. So my grandma, man, and there's some happier times there. Look at this picture, look close. There was some happier times there. I feel it was my uncle's birthday party. So that was taking place. Things are wild sometimes. You always gotta stay as wild as you can, man. Let me get some more. I want some more memories. Let's take like over an hour, folks. And I deal with my auntie, man. Same thing I did with my auntie. It'll take like over an hour. Same thing I did with my auntie. It's like over an hour. It's like last year. It's to take over an hour. It's my grandma right. It's my grandma right there. With it was with it had to be Christina. It had to be Christina. Christina Young. Was a cousin of mine. All of the other folks they have. Happiest things ever. I'm gonna show you all these other folks. They're just other baby pictures. It's just photos of my aunt when there's a photos of my auntie when she was about to graduate from Joseph Clark High School. Joseph Clark High School. Let's see. This is all before a few months before she had to go to college. In '87. He'll take it in '86. It's just photos of my aunt and me. There's photos of my aunt and myself. There's lots of photos. There's plenty. There's plenty of photos of my aunt and me. It's both of them. So cutting. There's photos of my aunt, myself, and Matthews. There's my aunt holding on to an old color TV, an old black and white color TV. That's classic. But they don't make old school color TVs like that anymore. They don't make them like this no more. You know, now this places like Walmart and Kmart and Best Buy, they sell the flat screen. They sell the newer TVs, the flat screens. There's now selling flat screens nowadays. They don't make them. They don't make them like they do back in the old days in the '80s and '90s and shit, the '70s and shit. So my grandma there with me included, with me, my cousin Matthews and my aunt Chanel. There's all four of us. That's all four of us. Sitting on a porch. What happened? The house. The 2000 block Urquhart. That used to be Show's house. This is years before it got demolished. It was years before it got demolished. Won't even see that house no more. It's all prior to my aunt being in college. She gave birth to Boyan. She gave birth to Boyan. She gave birth to Boyan. It was in '89. It's all prior to her going to college. Well, it's just old photos. It's just old photos of Avis, myself, and Jamar and Monique. It's all four of us in one picture. There's there's all four of us in these pictures. We both just we both just got this twin magic phase, and we just look right at them. We look right back at them. We both still what's going on, and that was '92. This is before the this is like before the the Los Angeles, California riots happened, in April of '92. So that's just old photos of Matthews and myself. We both were close. We've been close since the '80s. We've been close since the '80s, man. We've been close since the '80s. This is December '82. This was before. This was like December of '82. This old picture was taken since like what September, December. It was like December of '82. I was like, how many months I was? How many months I was, man? Let me see. I was like 3, 4. I was like 3, 4. Let me see. It's like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was like 8 months. I was like 8 months old. I was like 8 months old anyway. Back then I was 8 months old. But the little, but the little part of it, enough about me. It's not about me anymore. It's not about me this time. It's about this woman. It's about this woman. It's not about me anymore. It's about her. Oh, it's the same photo of my grandmother, my aunt. At the elementary school prom. It's the same picture I just showed you earlier. I read this. I just played this to y'all earlier. Look at this picture and tell y'all this earlier. It's the same picture. Yeah, yeah, my aunt, man, show had that disgusted, embarrassed look in her face, and she looked like she was like embarrassed. A lot of women in their age could be embarrassed too. Oh, these old photos of my grandmother back in July of '82. There's old photos of photos of the three of us there, and there's old photos of the three of us here. You know what I mean? It's three or four of them. That's July of '82. That's three photos. It's all photos. There's four photos of all three of us here. Uh, you can see an Esther Shawl. You see a James Coleman, and you see a Matthews Shawl here. It's all three of us. So I think it's five of them. I think that's all four of us here. That's four of those pictures here. There's the one photo of my grandmother solo with me. That's my grandmother. It's a photo of my grandmother with me. She holding on to me at the helm. Besides the old photo of my sister when she was in elementary school. Another picture of my grandmother and along with Matthews and myself. That's old photos of them. Oh, there's a photo of her holding. There's a photo of her and I think it might have been Brian. Those photos of There's a photo of her and Brian especially. There's two photos of her and Brian. Her and Brian. That was like mostly '89, between like all the way to like 1990. from like 1989 to like 1990. It's all stories. A true story. And my great and grandma there chilling. Yeah, got grandma up there chilling. Chilling with everybody else in the at the parties. But she trying to mingle with I think she trying to mingle with Joyce and them. She trying to mingle with the family members. Chilling with them. I remember so much. Women could be in their 40s and they can be never even on the rockers and they can be off the rockers too. A lot of women could be in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. They could be off their rockers at that time too. It's a photo of Charles, 95. School photo. It's two photos of my grandmother. It's my grandmother chilling. It's my grandma chilling in the bed. It's grandmother. It's got grandma up here chilling in the bed. They got her there chilling with. I think it's her. I think it's probably with Brian. I think. Yeah. There's old photos. There's photos of her when Well, it's with the tape. It's an audio tape library. It's already here in this house. It's the same audio cassette library. That's a little thing we had all the audio cassettes in it. The same. This has the same audio cassettes that was that little audio cassette thing. It's already here still. It's still here. It's still here. It's still here. It's still here to this day though. So my grandmother showing there with the tape thing. So it, the tape thing was still here. So you can know why it was still here. It still stays here. Sometimes we sometimes we probably needed that. We probably needed that tape that audio tape uh library thing. Probably probably play some music. It's my grandmother. It's my grandmother. Grandma's happy. My grandmother there. She's always happy. Tell me she can always be happy. It was over an hour. This is over an hour. This was at the birthday party. They was at Esther and my grandmother Esther and my grandfather James. They already there was this picture. It's a picture of them. It's a photo of them at the that was at the same 40 night birthday party here. Same party. It's my grandmother with my aunts especially. Those are some I was at a meeting or a party. And no rushing to the grave. No rushing. No rushing. It can be more rushing straight to the grave, and you can always tell it's gonna be there. I hate to do this today, but I had to. I had to do this for the strength of that woman. I had to do this for the strength of that woman. That made my grandmother our oldest. Me see miss man seriously. Back in the nights, I oldest to her. So it's my sister. We both oldest to her. We oldest. We owe everything to her. Man. Back in the days, even just for her taking care of us, taking care of me and my sister, just like nobody else would. She had to be working hard, all them hours at the Fairmont Hotel, you know, all them years that she had put into her work, as a cook. Is my grandmother there? There's my grandmother there. And she was sitting in that she's sitting there with the can of Milwaukee's Best on her. It wasn't Milwaukee's. It's a Budweiser. It's probably a Budweiser. But this was already been taken here at this house anyway. It's taken here at this house when the party was happening. It was already happening. Well, it was taking place here at this house. It was to the living room over there to the left. Not to the left, to the right. As my grandmother is sitting, she's sitting with my uncle Reginald. My uncle Reginald, chilling with holding a can of Budweiser beer. So she used to drink that a lot. It's okay for her to be. It's okay for a woman her age to be going through enough, and she's stressed out, and she gets tired of dealing with all the drama and the bullshit. She wants to just have a beer you know, to relax. Sometimes she needed that. She needed that escape. It's all way to escape. It's always for her to escape that reality. Always to escape that reality. That's why I'm one of those. I'm one of those. That's why I'm one of those 20-something grandkids. You know what I mean? Oh, just old photos of Matthews. Different clothes and the Michael Jackson shirt. It's my grandma there with Matthews. Monty especially. Back in the day, they had the birthday parties. That's the old house right there. It's the old house we used me. I mean, me and my sister used to go there. I used to go there years ago. But it's live on YouTube. I gotta do it live with the chat coming in. With the chat coming in, so gotta do it. As long as that damn SSI checks are already here, that's all that matters. They fucking stop the white SSI checks like back in October. So it dated back like two one two uh 3 4 almost 5 months. That was like almost 5 months. That's almost 5 months when they stopped doing that shit. But this month they the Bureau of the Treasury. I think that the Department of the Treasury in Pennsylvania, they sent out the white SSI checks, and they did send it out. Back to the old kindergarten picture of my cousin Avis Martin the third. This is her. This is him with wearing the white cap and white gown here. This is like late 1980s. This was like late 1980s here. So that was from. They got names of two people. That was one of those people who was teaching a kindergarten class in that school. Is a woman named Mrs. Onley. Mrs. Onley, a woman who used to teach kindergarten at Marie Coupon Elementary School, which was later renamed as Alexander Pierre Tourode Elementary School. I don't know what happened to that school, man. That school's not even in business no more. They're about to try and get that school we did anyway. The inside of it we done. Another, another woman who used to be a principal at that school was Mildred Weber. This picture's been out since like this graduation picture here. This graduation picture has been out since the late 1980s, from 1987, 1988. That's an old picture. It's an old picture. Last year, I did not even get a chance to go through the old photo albums. Back in December of last year, I didn't get a chance to go through them because I had to give out a shout out and then play the one of the videos from my last show. You never know. Also, that's old photos of my uncle Fabian. There's him with my cousin Matthews, especially him with somebody else. It's him on the bike. There's old photos. That's when Hassan came along. That's when Hassan came along. That's when Hassan came along. The early 1990s. It was like 92. I think it was it was April of 92. This is after my grandma's birthday party. That was for little Corey. Uh, she was born in the early 2000s, I think. But she all grown up now, so she's all grown up now. She's like she grown now, so she about to be close to her 20s, whatever. That's we don't know how old she was until that period. I don't know. She might be pushing 20. She might be like 20 or 21 years old now. She's like 21, I think. Well, she probably like 22 now. She a grown woman now. Corey's not a little girl no more. Corey's like a grown ass woman. A GAW, grown ass woman. She a grown ass woman now. She's like 22 now. She's like 22 years old now. So I'm in my I'm in my 40s like everybody else would have been. I don't want to sound like I'm ready to go mesh and stumble the rest of them. Yeah. Also beats. I had to go play Far Cry Primal. Not Far Cry. Far Cry in the New Dawn. Far Cry in the New Dawn. New Dawn. Far Cry. That's the game. I tried that game out like I was on the 20th. I was on February 20th. I think I went after I bought that game. I had to try it out. Well, a few months after my father was gunned down in the corner of Frenchman and Murray streets. My after that after that Esther Mae Shawl died of a heart attack at the age of 53 on December 26, 1996. She was dead. She died. She died of a heart attack. She was 53. This and this and this and this this live show here would be more and more important than you had to watch. And it's painful. It's painful for my cousins Matthews Shawl and my cousin Tominika Shawl to watch. It's painful for them to watch, even though they have their YouTube channels. To watch this painful, daunting, emotional live show. But this live show here, it's dedicated to this woman right here, Esther Mae Calloway Shawl. March 7th, 1943, December 26th, 1996. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to her, man, because without this live show that I'm about to do, there won't be no James Coleman. There won't be no Matthews Shawl. It won't be no Tominika Shawl. It won't be none of that. With this live show, I'm gonna be around. My cousins will be around to do these live shows just for the sake of YouTube. That's pride. That means and that takes pride. That takes courage. That takes sportsmanship. So I had to go turn on the lamp. So I had to turn on the lamp to worry my cousin to death for that. But so I had to worry my cousin to death with this with the lamp. Well, I had the lamp on here. I had to do it because I had to do it for the sake of for the memory of that of my grandmother, man. R.I.P. to her. Let me put this back. God damn, let me put this back. It's a long time, man. I ain't get in my years. I never get a chance to do a live show based on a birthday celebration like this one. Damn feels good to be a young black male living in the hood. This whole house is getting dusty now. I will put the memories up, photographs and all the other shit. I had to put them back. Uh, hey, hey, Grandma, I know you're in heaven. Y'all know you're in heaven. You're in heaven with Dad and Mom. You know, Grandma and couldn't. The other grandma there, Jolene. I know you're up there with them. But I know you're up there with all of them, dude. Marion included, and one of the West twins, George included. I know you're up there with all of them. I let you know I miss you. I cared about you so much, and you always took care of me. You took care of me and my sister like nobody else would. Thank you. I thank you for the bottom of my heart for doing this, doing this, do think what you did for us, my cousins included. That's why you had. That's why you had to learn. That's why I had to learn all this from you. Learn to cook. I learned how to cook. I've been learning to cook since you've been gone. Since you're no longer around. It's hard. You're not around. God has your back more than ever. Like just like he did back in the 90s. We had you. But rest in peace to you. Everybody else up there. So it's one thing for you, Grandma, from me to you. Rest easy up there. You and Daddy and everybody else. Rest easy. Rest easy. Just like I told for that's like I'm saying that's what I was saying. I told that's why I said that's why I said this, from message from me to my dad, you know what I mean? Rest easy. Everybody, you and everybody else up there. Rest easy. Y'all, you will be missed. But happy birthday to you. I was doing what I do to celebrate your birthday, and that's what I'm doing. Live on YouTube, and I'm doing this for you. Same thing I did with my dad, man. Live shows for you. It's always, and not always for you, it will be for you. And that'll be in your memory. That'll be in your memory. But you will be missed dearly. I'm out. I got Kelly Clarkson birthday coming up on. I got other birthday celebrations to go to. Let me go get there. But on March 27th, on the 27th of this month, I'm going to do a live show based on her. Especially what's it, Kelly Clarkson. Oh, it's coming up in April. Oh, Kelly Clarkson. Oh, I got Kelly Clarkson birthday celebration is come up in April, and then we'll do that from there. Got two Kellys. We got two Kellys here. We got two Kelly Colson. We got Kelly Colson and two. Well, just one Kelly Clarkson. That's all it. Yeah, we go do all this other shit. Well, probably there'll be no birthday celebrations on Boy, there's no birthday celebrations around this month. None on the 27th. So uh April I'm gonna do a live show based on that means I'm gonna do one based on T-Boz on April of this year. And the other one go do in May. That one's gonna be based on left eye. So I gotta do two live shows, one in April and one in May. I might do a live show. Then I'm gonna do you know, live on YouTube. It's based to celebrate my birthday, my 41st birthday. It's gonna come up, and then I'm finished now. I'm gonna go take a hiatus from doing this live show shit. Not in this motherfucker. See you in April and in May.